Hello everyone, my name is Apoorva and I'm from Delhi. I'm a CA finalist student and today I will be covering the paper number 3 of CA final, that is Advanced Auditing and Professional Ethics. And the topic, as you can see on your screen, is going to be Essay 580, Written Representation. It is going to be a small revision which can be helpful at the time before the examination in that 1.5 day. So first of all, we need to understand what is a written representation. It is basically a written statement that is given by the management to the auditor to confirm certain matters and to support other audit evidences that the auditor might have obtained during his audit procedures. But there's one most important thing that needs to be remembered, that whenever we study about audit evidences, it is always said that the auditor needs to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences. However, a written representation does not provide a sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, and therefore it cannot be used as a substitute for other audit evidences. So in a case where the auditor is trying to conclude on a certain matter on simply relying upon just the written representation and not performing any other audit procedures where he can actually perform them, though due to other limiting factors he's not able to do so, that's a different issue. But then if he's solely relying upon a written representation, that will not be appropriate on the part of the auditor to do so. Secondly, we talk about, well, the auditor will obtain the written representation from the management, but what all should it include? Like, what will be the content of the written representation? So first thing is that the management will need to describe its responsibilities in it. That is, first of all, it will specify that it was the management's responsibility and it has fulfilled the preparation and presentation of the financial statements in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework, that is the applicable FRF. Secondly, whatever relevant information that was required by the auditor and was agreed upon in the terms of the audit engagement have been provided to the auditor, and all the transactions have been recorded and reflected in the financial statements. Thirdly, the management would also need to provide a description of what was the management's responsibilities as decided in the audit engagement terms. Secondly, your written representation will also contain descriptions with respect to the requirements of other essays as well. For example, we have studied a few essays where it is said that, for example, under essay 570, it states that we'll obtain a written representation from the management where the management will specify the fact that it has made an assessment of the going concern basis of accounting and it has been considered as appropriate. Or as per essay 550, that is of related parties as well, we obtain a written representation from the management that all the related parties which the management was aware of has been disclosed to the auditor. These are a few just examples of the other essays which have the requirements for written representation to be obtained. So even this will be included when we are obtaining this written representation from the management. Next thing comes down to what should be the date of the written representation. So it should be as near as practicable to the date of the auditor's report. However, it should never be after the date of the auditor's report, due to a simple reason that the written representation is going to be used as an audit evidence, and if we are going to obtain it after the date of the auditor's report, it does not make any sense of actually obtaining it post the audit opinion has already been drafted. There is one more point with respect to the date of written representation that has come as a case study once as a question, which basically stated, I'm going to put it in very layman words, that for example, if we are doing audit for a financial statement for the financial year of say 2021, and during the period for the first 4 months, say, the management was headed by Mr. X, and whereas there was a change in the management during the year and it was handled by, say, Mr. Y during the rest period of 8 months. So when the auditor obtained the written representation, it is going to obtain for the entire period which is covered under the audit, that is for the whole financial year 2021. So Mr. Y, who was the manager, he stated that he has no responsibility to give a written representation for the first 4 months, which was actually under Mr. X. So this particular essay provides that in case there is a change in management during the period of the audit, it will not diminish the responsibility of the new management for the financial statement as a whole. So it will need to take the responsibility for the first 4 months of the audit period as well. Next, it states is the response to the written representation. So, well, what we did, we asked for a written representation from the management. What can really happen? There can be two instances. One, that the management does not provide us with the written representation, and the other, that the management provides us with the written representation. Let's discuss about when written representation has been provided by the management. There can be further two instances here. First says that the auditor finds the written representation to be reliable, then it will be accepted by the auditor as an audit evidence, which will just be a supporting audit evidence with the other audit evidences that were obtained. Secondly, there can be a situation that the auditor has doubt regarding the reliability of that written representation which was obtained. First thing we need to understand is when can that doubt really arise with the auditor. So this happens when auditor has concerns regarding the integrity, the competence, and the ethical values of the management, right? And which in turn is going to affect and determine the reliability of a particular written representation that has been obtained from the management. See, and it's a very simple thing. So if as an auditor I have doubt over the management, on their integrity, on their competence, so if I am going to obtain any information from them, or any conclusive evidence which is stated in the written representation, if I have doubt over them, I will always feel that whatever they're writing might be a lie as well. So therefore I cannot use it as an audit evidence. Secondly, or there could also be a fact where the written representation, when obtained, was found to be inconsistent with the other audit evidences. So what will the auditor do in these two situations? Well, the auditor will perform additional audit procedures to resolve the matters if they can. And but at the end, even after performing these audit procedures, if the auditor concludes that there is a very big questionability on the reliability of the management and on its integrity, and it concludes that, well, the written representation cannot be relied upon, then the auditor will need to give a disclaimer of opinion as per the requirements of SA 705, because it is putting a limitation on its scope कि अगर मैं मैनेजमेंट पे ही भरोसा नहीं कर सकती हूँ, तो क्या पता कि उन्होंने अभी तक ड्यूरिंग द इंटायर ऑडिट मुझे जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करी was actually reliable or not. So therefore, you've not been able to obtain audit evidences in this case, so we give a disclaimer of opinion. Secondly, we say is a situation where the management does not provide us with the written representation. Then what? In that case, the auditor is going to discuss with the management regarding the same, and might even need to reevaluate the integrity and the reliability of the management. The auditor might have a question in mind now that, I asked for a written representation. If the management is so confidently saying something orally when I'm giving an inquiry with them, and I just want it to be written in written representation, they're not even agreeing to provide me the same statement in written form, then definitely there is some catch, and I need to reevaluate the reliability and the integrity of the management, because it is going to have an overall effect on my entire audit that I have conducted up till now. So in this case, where at the end, the auditor will need to issue a disclaimer of opinion because there is a limitation on the scope imposed of the auditor as per the requirements of SA 705. And that is it about SA 580. I hope this video was of use for any of you, and I will be sharing down the link of the PDF for you to download these notes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section, and if it would be within my competence, I would definitely try and provide you with an answer. And if you have any feedbacks for this particular video, whether with respect to my speed or whether it needs more clarity in terms of explaining the concept, please do let me know. It would be my pleasure to actually take into account your feedback and improve my next video accordingly. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.